Hola guys and girls, and welcome to a new Digimon TCG deck showcase, and this time we are featuring more of a fun deck, and it is the green variant of Tyrannomon, which recently got a little bit buffed due to a card in EX which got released, which is of course this Tyrannomon right here, which has a nice when Digimon effect. If you have a Tiger in play, you may play one for free, which is the Tamer for Tyrannomon Tribal Decks. It's 3 screen, and of course it's inheritable that it gives the Digimon plus 2000 DP if it has Tyrannomon in its name. And yeah, the big level 6 Digimon of course is the Tyrannomon, which has a very nice effect in your turn, but when you have a Green Tyrannomon in play, which for example can be Tiger or of course Mimi, stuff like that, you can attack your opponent unsuspended Digimon, and when this Digimon deletes one of your opponent's Digimon in battle and survives, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. So you can potentially then suspend something else and have another Digimon run into that and stuff like that. And of course the Green Tamer, like the Green Tribal Trainer in case you don't know from BT1, is of course Tiger. Just the your turn effect, all of your Digimon with Tyrannomon in the name gain piercing, and the your turn effect, when Digivolving one of your Digimon into a Digimon card in your hand with Tyrannomon in its name, you may suspend this Tamer to reduce the memory cost of the illusion by 1. So this card gives all Tyrannomon piercing, so that means if we take unsuspended Digimon with Tyrannomon, we actually get rid of security as well, and of course he makes the evolution cost lesser, which is bad, which is good, of course, not bad, which is bad I want to say, because with the forecast of Tyrannomon you always want to be able to evolve for only 3, so yeah, it opens a lot more possibilities. But yeah, like I said, this is not really good competitive deck. Green is kind of at a weird spot right now. The most competitive deck is not that strong compared to the others. They have to wait for BT7 to get really a great deck again. But yeah, so I just want to showcase this like the deck I play for fun at the moment, and yeah, showcase the list with you in case you're in for some Tyrannomon action as well due to the recent buff to the archetype. But yeah, let's start from the bottom and start with our Digitamas in this deck. And we do have, of course, 4 times the Pinamon, because as you can see with Tyrannomon, of course, we are all about attacking opponent's Digimon and deleting them in battle, so getting additional draw due to Pinamon is very nice. So that is one of the weaknesses, of course, in green, is not having a whole lot of draw potential, and yeah, they're very weak due to that, I want to say. So getting additional draws when we kill Digimon in battle is of course pretty nice. And yeah, we don't even have to survive, we just have to attack an opponent's Digimon to get the draw, so sometimes you can just crash something into something and still get the draw due to Pinamon. And then, like I said, since we are all about fighting versus opponent's Digimon, our 5th Tama is the Minamon, which has effect if you attack one of your opponent's Digimon, this Digimon gets plus 1000 DP for the turn, so a nice DP buff, which of course is important because yeah, usually we want to survive if we attack opponent's Digimon, so getting additional DP is very important there. But that's all for this as of now. Let's put these away. These are the Tamers, nothing too special there. Now let's go over the rookies, and then we play 13 in total, a bit less than my usual distribution. I'd rather play 14 there, but since we do have to play the Tiger, for example, we do play additional Tamers there, which can take away some spots here and there. But yeah, let's start off with the 4 times the starter Palmon, which of course has the nice inherited effect that we get plus 2000 DP when attacking the opponent's Digimon, so very important DP buff, which gives our Tyrannomon, for example, already the 13k, which is very important to kill most of the Digimon in the game. Most of them have in our turn only 12k, so very important DP buff to get Tyrannomon to high levels, and yeah, actually be able to delete everything which is unsuspended on the board as of the moment in the game. And yeah, speaking of DP buffs, we want more of them, so we play 4 times the Green Agumon as well, which gives a DP buff on plus 1000 our time even if we take the players, so that's pretty nice. And yeah, our last 5 rookies are 3 times the BT1 Tentomon, because of all the bond decks running around, having the when take effect to suspend one of the opponent's DP 3000 DP or less Digimon with all the rookies on the field in bond decks is pretty nice, because that we can suspend them and then have our weaker Digimon on the field kill them as well, potentially with piercing even if they are lower level Tyrannomon and we have a Tiger on the field. And then last but not least, we do have 2 times the Kokuvamon, because it just makes the game a lot quicker. If you have a Tyrannomon with plus 1 security tag, we kill Digimon, we pierce through and make an additional check to the security tag plus 1, so that's why we play 2 of them. But of course the 1 evolve cost for a rookie is nothing we look too much forward to, but yeah, it can be very crucial in ending games very quickly. And yeah, this is my rookie lineup. Now to the level 4 Digimon. Of course, I already showed it to you. We play 4 copies of the EX Tyrannomon, which yeah, I already showed to you. Playing Tiger for free was always, like, having to play Tiger is always a weakness of the deck, so you have to at some point spend free memory to put the timer on the board, and you don't always get all the value out of that, since you maybe don't have enough Tyrannomon to evolve into to get theoretically the memory back and stuff like that. So playing them for free if you don't have one already is pretty nice to that Tyrannomon. And then of course we do play the other Tyrannomon 3 times as well, only 3 times though. It has a nice win Digivolve effect, but we can check the top 3 cards from top of your deck and add 1 level 5 Digimon and 1 Green Tamer card into our hand. So this is how we can tutor out Tiger in our deck and level 5 Digimon to keep our evolution line going. And then the rest of the level 4 slots are my blocker, which is currently the distribution I like the most in my deck, which is 3 times the 1 cost blocker, in this case the Tamers, just the 5k blocker for 1 cost evolution cost, which is pretty nice, and 2 times the 6000 DP blocker, because sometimes, and especially in some decks, having 6000 DP is very stronger than having 5k, since a lot of the rookies or level 4 Digimon in some decks like to reach this number, and then you don't really want to block into them, so having a bit stronger blocker is nice. And of course he has a lower hard play cost of 5, so in case you're bricking your rookie, he is more likely to hit on the field as well, since these theoretically are very cheap as well, 4 and 5, but of course they have win Digivolve effects, so you don't really want to hard play them, so like that's why you preferably put a Woodmon on the field in case you don't have a rookie. But yeah, this is my level 4 lineup, a total of 12 level 4s, as you can see right here. This is my standard distribution, my standard ratio in the deck. Now to the level 5 Digimon. Usually level 5 Digimon in green are dominated by the Digitama Digimon, which we have as well, but we want some inheritables in the deck. For example, the Mega Tamers is insanely strong in this deck. As we already talked about, this deck is all about fighting against opposing Digimon, and with this effect we can trash in our security. Not even check, we get to trash an additional security if we kill an opposing Digimon in battle and it survives. And since with Rust we most likely will be able to attack unsuspended Digimon, we have a lot of choices of weak Digimon on the opponent's side on the field. And yeah, make sure we trash this additional security card, which is pretty nice. Then of course I want to have some kind of Tyrannomon on the field, and that's why in level 5 slot as well, that's why I play the Metal Tyrannomon 2 times, which has a nice inheritable effect. Your turn, when this Digimon deletes one of your opponent's level 6 or higher Digimon in battle, unsuspend this Digimon. So this is not once per turn, as you can see. So for example, if Rust Tyrannomon kills a level 6 Digimon, he gets ready again, he can run to another level 6 Digimon, unsuspend again, and keep killing all level 6 Digimon on the field. Of course, the opponent will most likely only have one of them on the field. If the opponent has more than one level 6 on the field, you're already behind, but it's a nice comeback mechanic and just helps with like deleting one level 6 and then maybe one rookie on the field, stuff like that. And yeah, pierce, get all these piercing hits through that. And of course, with only 2 cost evolution, it's pretty cheap, which can reduce that even further, the Tiger. And which is nice as well, with the new EX01, we can buff him potentially plus 2000, plus like an Agumon boost, he gets 9k, and with Tiger on the field, of course, he gets piercing as well, so this is a strong attacker with piercing, which can get rid of all the Digimon which we got to suspend due to Rust Tyrannomon, for example. And yeah, then the last 3 level 5 slots are of course the Scizor, we got 2 Blossomon and 1 Agumon. Agumon, of course, can play only one time, but yeah, evolving for free is always nice, so we definitely still want to play those, but we do want some inheritable effects as well on our Digimon, because like I said, this whole killing Digimon stuff like that, you need to gain a lot of value for that to make it worth it, because currently with lots of the games the board is not that big. People like to, if they have to play around, play with a level 6 Digimon they evolve into it, they like to do it in the raising area. So yeah, we need to make it worth our while to actually develop our Rust-Tyrannomon, kill an opposing Digimon. It has to be worth it. That's why these inheritables are still very important. But like I said, evolving for free is always nice, so we still play 3 of them. And this is our level 5 lineup. Now to our level 6 lineup. Of course, we already saw that. We play, of course, 4 times our star of the deck, which is the Rust-Tyrannomon. But he's not the only level 6 in the deck, so I already talked about what he does. But of course, what we want to play is play with 2 Nidhoggmon. Just great removal in the deck. Great for wide board presence of the opponent, and yeah, just gets rid of a lot of Digimon with this Digiburst 4 effect, that you can suspend all of your opponent's 5000 DP or less Digimon and then place all suspended Digimon on the bottom of the deck. So great removal for the deck. In every green deck you should have at least have 1 Nidhoggmon, in this case you even have 2. And what I added very shortly, instead of a third Nidhoggmon, I was thinking, okay, whatever mega could I put in this deck? And I thought, okay, let's try Bancho Stingmon, which of course you already know from the BT 3 mana, I think BT 2. Which has piercing as well, and of course the way attacking effect, if you attack an opponent's Digimon with 12k or more, this Digimon gets plus 7000 DP and security attack plus 2, so he will be at 16k and plus 2 security attacks, so we will check 3 securities in total, with potentially Okuvamon at the rookie source and Mega Tamers as the level 5 source, we can actually check all the security away with one attack. That means that the opponent does have to have a level has a 12k Digimon or higher on the field though, which of course not too many decks have, not a lot of that have that. Jasmine needs like some buffs with like System on CL for example, and all the Bond decks of course don't really have that on the field most of the time. But that's why it's only one off. But for example versus a Dynasmon and Mastermon deck, this already came into play very nicely because Mastermon and Dynasmon both have 12k. And yeah, very easy to get rid of these Digimon. And of course in the matchup versus Blue, for example, the BT3, which is called Imperatormon, has 12k as well, so that can work there as well. And yeah, very good combat mechanic, but like I said, it's only one off, very situational this card. These are our main level 6 Digimon here. But yeah, these are my level 6 Digimon, our megas in the deck. Now going on to the Tamer and option cards. Of course, first we go with the Tamers. We do have already mentioned Tiger in the deck. We play 3 of them in total. They have some benefits if they're more than one on the field with the reduction of evolution cost, but usually only need 1. I just have 3 in the deck, so we make sure we always have 1 to draw and 1 to put on the field. Then for our memory tamers, I do play 2 times the Mimi, which is just the best memory tamer in green, one of the best memory tamers in the game in general, because with the effect of playing additional babies from the raising area, you just have so much tempo, and you can basically vomit out all the Digimon on the field by keep evolving, keep drawing, and stuff like that. Mimi is just a great enabler for that. And then I play 2 times the Analog Boy as well, kind of as a tutor in the deck, because he has the on-play effect that we can reveal the top 3 cards and choose 1 Digimon to add to our hand, and the nice all-turns effect that if our level 5 or higher Digimon dies, we get the memory and hatch a new egg, which with Mimi, like I said, can just lead to insane recycling of Digimon. He has some removal for our Rastiromon, doesn't matter, we hatch new, we put Digimon on that, push it out with Mimi, stuff like that. And yeah, it can just lead to great tempo, and of course we get memory, so it has the potential as well that the opponent has to pass the turn over if he wants to fight versus our Digimon. But yeah, we just play 2 of them, like I said. Getting memory and having Tiger on the board is more important, but having some tutoring, like I said, green is not the best at drawing cards, so having a tutor there is pretty nice. And then for our option cards, of course, we play 1 time the Hidden Potential Discovered, no question asked there, it's one of the best option cards in the deck. It's limited to 1, so we only play 1 of them, and we play 2 times Needle Spray, which just helps us if we don't have a Rastiromon, for example, to suspend something on the field which you want to remove, and of course it helps with Nidhoggmon as well to suspend something else and then to remove with our Nidhoggmon. And yeah, of course has the powerful security effect to activate the main effect and add this card to our hand. That's why it's more reliable than Flower Cannon in most scenarios. And yeah, that is the deck. Of course, let me know in the comments what you think of it. Do you want to play around with it? Like I said, it's not. I wouldn't recommend this for big tournaments. It's more like a fun deck if you want to have some fun with like a weaker archetype, which can compare really to the others. But still, it has its moments. I won versus meta decks with that as well. But of course, that's more of the. Yeah, it's not the usual to win versus the usual meta decks of this one, but I think it can still be a lot of fun. And yeah, Tyrannomon gets more support in future sets. You get to see the green promo Tyrannomon, for example, and of course the Master Tyrannomon in BT8. So I'm excited for that. Maybe this can push the archetype over in the actual competitive area, but we have to see for that. For now, it's more of a fun deck, and I hope you can have some fun with the deck as well. But that's all for me. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, of course, leave a comment, like, and subscribe. But that's all for me. I will see you another time. Ciao.